Howdy folks, Lift here, and we're going to do some more on this drawing. So let me get going on this. And so we've got our reference here, and we did our outlines. And so now what we need to do is we need to get these outlines, or a close semblance of them, onto our paper here. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to use this technique to get things lined up. Now basically the most important part as far as accuracy is going to be like the eyes and the face. Basically the head and the face shape are going to be critical as far as let me see, where's my pencil here? As far as the accuracy and stuff goes. So I mean, if this point is moved over a little bit, or this point, this point here is moved up or down a little bit, it's not going to matter that much, because you know what a face looks like. You don't know what the armor can be different shapes and stuff. So what I want to do here is I want to make some reference lines, and I'm going to make them very light on this sheet here, because I want them to be, let me see, we're going to go like that. Yeah, I want them to be erasable on here, and so I'm also using a very soft pencil. I'm using a 6B. Let's see, there we go. So it's a 6B. It's a very soft pencil. And let me see here. I want to go like, this is my first time using this technique, so I'm kind of learning it as I go. I've basically saw somebody else showing how to do it, and I'm kind of using it while doing my own thing too. So let me see here. I think I need a bigger ruler here. This is why you buy big long rulers, and I'm thinking this is right. If we get this parallel, so if that is parallel there, it's parallel here. Why does it seem like, oh, there we go, that's why. And we want to get this with that line, and this with this line. And then we're going to go across here. So we're just going to come across gently. Again, I'm just using the weight of the pencil and nothing else on the main sheet here. Now there's various methods. You can do a grid and stuff like that. I may end up having to do that if this isn't gonna work the way I want it to, but I'm hoping I can get it to work. The other thing I need to check and make sure is, let's see here, get this eraser. I need to get this stuff off this eraser. The other thing I need to check and make sure of is that this is actually going to be able to completely erase the line. For those of you who haven't watched the prior drawing, so I'm going to share some of my techniques and stuff. I'm by no means an expert, but these are simple tricks that have nothing to do with expertise. For example, you use a piece of paper to rest your hand on. You don't rest your hand on the paper that you're drawing on, so that way you get lead on, or graphite or whatever, on this part of your hand, and then you're sitting it and you're moving it across the paper, and you're stamping the paper with your fingerprints and stuff, and so you can really smear the graphite all over the place doing that. And so you use a sheet of paper. I'll get a different piece later on, but so this is the idea here, and then I need to figure out, see if I can figure out how I'm doing this. So I want to come up with a point like the other eye here. I want to come up with the center of the other eye. And so the center of the other eye is right there. And so it's going to be along that line in that distance. So I can measure, I'm trying to remember how I do this. How this actually works is I've got a parallel line that's going to intersect with that. That's, I believe, what I was doing. And let me see. So we're going to take this ruler and let me see. We're going to go, I think we need to come up with another point for reference is I think how we do that. Let me check it out here. So if we, the trick with this is that whenever you set these pieces of paper together, then everything is parallel. And that's really what you're using. It's kind of like I think it's called a pantograph or something like that, but it's basically a geometric tool that uses, you know, a parallelogram to trace something out. And let me see, to rescale it. And it's pretty much the same principle. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how, if I do that, how am I going to determine where on this line I'm actually hitting? So I'm going to have to figure that one out. And let's see. The other thing I can do here is I can go like this and say this point, if you can see here, this point, I know I'm zoomed out so that it's kind of hard to see all of the exact details, but I figured that would be better than, let me do this too so you're not getting all that glare. I figured that would be better than the alternative of being zoomed in too far and you're not being able to see what the relationship between what I'm doing. So we're going to try this. We're going to measure these 2 points here, and this one lies exactly on that line. Oh, I totally didn't mean to do that. Let's go like this. We're going to erase this. This is why I'm using the 6B because it's very soft. I tried with my first drawing that I did this with, I was using the opposite end of the scale, the hardest lead, because it makes the lightest lines. But the problem is when you go to erase it, it actually leaves dents in the paper unless you've got like the lightest touch in the universe. I mean, even just the weight of the pencil itself is enough to leave dents in the thing. So let me make sure that these are going to come off. Because the nice thing about this stage of what I'm doing is that if I totally screw up, I can still just throw it out and start over. So we're going to go like this, and this is there, and that's going to be here. So that's the center of that eye. And then the total width of the eye is going to be like this, right? And the other eye is going to be here. That's going to be the bottom of it. So the other eye is going to be like this. I don't know if you guys probably can't see that. We can, yeah, that makes it even worse, doesn't it? But yeah, so this is probably going to be, I'm probably going to have to zoom in anyway. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to try to get the head, the measurements on the head as accurate as we can. So check this again, double check this. So from that point to that point, and yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so now we actually have a reference, and what we can do is we can go from, for example, from here, if this passes through this eye and this eye, so it's passing through this point and it's passing through this point, and these lines are all parallel, then this intersection here is going to be this intersection here. So that's going to be right there. So that's going to come out from there, and then we can find some more points from there. So let me see, we need to come out, we need to come up that far from there. So we'll go like this, and I will probably zoom this in. Let's see, so that's the bottom of the chin. I probably should zoom this in, and yeah, see, we're getting little smudges here from my hand because I'm not using paper underneath it. But yeah, let me zoom this in because you're not going to be able to see it as easily. Let me see if I can do this while it's recording. I think I can. Let me see. Go like this. Yeah, there we go. Let's see, how's this? Is that better? I'm not sure that you can actually see the things. Try that. It's still a little blurry, isn't it? Alright, let me reset the camera and I'll be back in just a second. Okay, that's about the best I can get as far as crisp picture. I think that should do okay. And so I think we're going to try to get a few more of these places along this line at least. Need to get some reference points, and then I can start roughing things out. And I think that is, yeah, I had to basically turn off the overhead lamp, and I've got like a, as you can see by the shadow, the sharp shadow here, I've got a single lamp shining on me. So that is here. It's really tough with the shadows. And it's not like this is off by a pencil with the, you know, oh, his head's all wrong, you know, like it's not going to be that bad if I'm off by that. So the other thing we need to get is I want to get the eyes here. The eyes are very important. So we're going to get the inside of the eye is right there. And the outside of the eye is right there. Yeah, if you don't get the eyes right, you're in trouble. Okay, so the outside of the eye is going to be there, and it's going to be about that far underneath. Okay. So let's see if we can get, and the eye is how tall? These are such tiny measurements, it's tough to get. Especially the biggest thing with this is that the end of this isn't really precise, for lack of a better word. Let me see, that's going to go like that and that, because this comes down here. We go like this, and then this is going to come up that far, and I don't really have a good anything to measure that distance with. It is just barely above the top. Is his pupil? Yeah, his pupil is not centered. Left to right. So this is going to come up this way. This is going to be the, not the pupil, but the iris. So like that. This one's going to be from here to here. Let's see if we can get the eyes roughed in here. So from there to there. If you can see it. We're going to do from that corner of that eye to that corner of that eye. And it's going to be above this. Just a hair. So that's going to go from there. And then we're going to do the same reference point to the other side of the eye. And that one goes pretty much parallel above. So about there. And that comes up a little bit more. And then this is going to go down just below the line. There we go. We've got an iris here. Again, I'm working with the softest lead I can, because this I should be able to, if I erase this right now, you wouldn't be able to see that it's ever been there. So that's the goal with this. And then we're going to see if we can get the sides of the head here. So from here to here, I suppose this might even be faster if I'd just done a grid, but from there to there, it's a crossing there, and then from here to here is where the other side goes. And then I need to get these glasses figured out, because if I can do that, it should give me a nice reference. So this comes up and out. Let me see if we can get, maybe we can do some of this. I think this is the wrong side down. Try it like this. So we want this to be parallel with this line. This is going to be on center, and I just touched the camera with my hair. Good luck with your motion sickness there. Okay, and so then from here, is there any, there's not really anything I can even do with that. This mark just past 45 is where it touches, so right there, but I'm not even going to be able to mark that with the pencil. So yeah, this tool isn't really going to help in the way I wanted it to, at this scale at least. Let's see what if we do something like this. Just need to get some better, I need to get a few more reference points along this, the curve of the head. So if we put this right on the intersection, and that's at the end of 18.1. Yeah, I'm not sure how accurate that's going to be, but we'll find out. Put this right at the intersection, and that's going to be right there. Right there, middle mark. Okay. So that's going to come up here. Is it this angle? And this is going to come across, almost up a little bit, and down. From here it's going to be about that angle. And over here it's going to be like that. And it's going to be like, this is going to be so bad. Alright. And then we need to get, I think, this point right here. Let's see if we can do that. Let's go like this. Let's see if we can get that parallel. And that is one short of 18.5. Okay. So we go along this line. It's parallel. Right there, and we're going to do half a notch short of 18.5. Okay, and so that's this part here. So that's coming out here. And then this is coming up at this angle. For about that far, and then it starts to come over. Okay. That ear is going to be really interesting too. This just doesn't look right to me. It's going to be challenging. I can tell you that much. Just trying to decide what else we can do here. I think we need to get the glasses figured out. So let me go from here to there is where the glasses end. So they go down that way about that far. And then they come up. Because this line is going to go this way to the head. This is going to go up here, and then it's going to come up to, that's our crossing point. That's where the glasses cross, and they're at this angle. Just a tiny bit of a outline there. Alright, and then this comes up over that for that distance. The nice thing I like about doing the 1-to-1 is I don't have to mess with scaling things up and down. It can get difficult that way, but if you do need to do that, what you can use is one of these. It's yeah, so this end and this end, yeah, so basically the bigger this gets, the way bigger that gets for scaling. So, and that's another way you can actually measure here, and I probably should use this. I always forget what these are called again. Yeah, it's one of those tip of the tongue things. I forget what the thing's called. Divider, that's what it is. It's a divider. And this is a proportional divider, I believe, is what this one is called. So there we go. Now it's a little bit tighter on this end. Okay. So yeah, I can do stuff like this. See if we can get this end. I want to go just like that. Okay. And so that's going to go this angle, so that is exactly where that is. The bridge is going to come across. This far. And so we're going to go like this. This is up higher, yeah, like that. So this is going to come up this way. One of the things that helps with getting the shapes is trying to forget what you're drawing, because when you get an idea that, you know, a nose looks like this, you start trying to draw what you imagine something looks like instead of just copying the length and angles of the thing that you're drawing. Go like this. This comes across and it comes up. Let's see. Up like this, and we're going to find, I think we're going to find that spot here. Let's see what we can do as far as getting this. Let's see what we can do as far as getting this piece of glasses right here. So it's right there. So if we go like that, it'll be right there. Okay, and so that's where the edge of the glasses comes off. And this line goes, if I keep these parallel. So basically, if you draw this line here, like that, then this one's going to do the same thing. So those look like they're parallel. And then we're going to come up over this. And this comes up this way. Like that. This comes down that way. That. And then we need to find, so the bottoms of these pretty much line up. So that's where the bottom of that's going to be. And this kind of curves fairly quickly. Bulges out a little bit. And then this one. So if you see like, you'll see like an artist, and you know, when they're painting and they'll like hold up their paintbrush, you know, the top of their paintbrush like this, and that kind of thing in front of what they're drawing. And what they're doing there is they're measuring You know, they're taking, okay, from my finger to the end of this is, you know, here, let me do it on the camera here. So see, this is how wide the glasses are. And then you basically put that to your canvas, you know, and you go, okay, are my glasses the same width? So you see what is going on there is we can do the same. So that's basically, they're doing that with they're measuring with their brush instead of, or you know, you do that with your thumb or whatever, but you're doing that instead of using this divider. The thing I like about the divider is that it stays the same width. It's just a little bit easier of a visual aid. So we're going to go like this, and that's going to go like this. So that's where our corner is. So this is going to come out a little bit more, and then it's going to curve up to here. So do our glasses look halfway decent? Let's see, get that. I mean, because this is going to be in color too. These are just reference points. I'm going to end up, after I get all of this, I need to work on the shape of the head too, but after I get all of this sketched in, I'm going to end up erasing it enough to be able to get rid of it, and it won't be visible. It'll be barely visible to me when I'm drawing, so that I can color over it and everything. And let's see here, let's get rid of that. So yeah, like this line here for the glasses and stuff, if you just touch on this, now you look at the bottom of this thing, it's just picking up the graphite there. So if I rub that back off, see how it's clean, it's clean white, and then I just tap it on here, and there you go. So I'm not sure if it's possible for me to do anything without turning it into a tutorial. All right. So the other thing we want to try to get here is, let's see if we can get these lines, these two lines, because that'll give us a better sense of that. Okay, so that's going to be there. We keep these edges parallel on here. So this is to the end. Okay. Like that. And like that. So that line is going to go from there to, let's see, from there to there. Does it seem right? It just seems like this line is on this angle, and my other line is on a different angle. Let's see. We've got from the end of the wood, you can see it there, the glasses, top of the glasses to the end of the wood. Top of the glasses to the end of the wood. Yeah, see, that's a different position. So that's down here instead. And we've got the same thing here. Seems like this is going to go here. This one will be up here. Yep, here to like that. There we go. See how close that is. See if we can get a decent marker. Yeah, this is really the hard part. The easy part is once you've gotten all these, it's just a matter of time to paint everything in. So that goes out a little bit farther from here. Okay. What angle is that? This needs to come up a little bit. Get rid of that. Go like this. Okay. So we've got something about this shape here does not look right. It just, whoops, and don't do that. It's such a habit when you erase to use your finger to rub, and that's another way to smear graphite around the page. So this comes, let's try this. See if we can get this shape to work with us. So this comes from here. So it's pretty much vertical from where the glasses are, right? And it comes at this angle. And at that, it's at that angle. And up here, it's at this angle. Over here, it's like that. See if that works any better. Oh, I totally had that off the screen too, didn't I? Whoops. I think it's a fairly decent match so far. Okay. See what else we can get up here. If we can get this line here, and maybe the outline of the ear, the outside of the ear. I think these glasses are too steep. The glasses are definitely coming down too far. The glasses need to intersect about here instead. Right there. So let's drop this stuff out of here. Try this again. Okay. And this thing needs to be sharpened. Let's see if we can get it a little bit sharper. I got my little hand sharpener this time. I want to see if this thing will work any better than the electric one I was using. I'm not sure if it will. I actually probably should just use the electrical for this. I got this hand sharpener for the colored pencils. Let's see. I'm gonna go like that. Clean off the end of it. Yeah, it looks like it's not really super pointy anymore. Okay. So the ear intersects there. And it's going to go, the bottom is going to be how far below this line? That far. So if we go like that, the bottom is going to be this line. Oh man, I can't even hit the right spot with this. It's such a weird shape. Yeah, let me sharpen this with the electrical. Oh, so much better. So much better. And don't blow on stuff either, because you end up spitting on your on your drawing, and then you're in trouble. You can't damage the paper after that. So we're at that point. Okay, so that's the bottom. And it's about at that angle. So it's going to be about here. Bottom of the ear is going to be about here. And let me see, we're going to come up this way. Yep, that way. And this is going to curve out. And the ear is going to come back about how far? It's going to come back farther. So like that, and then down this way. There we go. We're going to do this little piece here. It's going to come just about parallel. Let's see how long that is. We should probably start by measuring on this, right? As opposed to measuring on the other thing. Okay, so it's just shorter than that. Got that length there, that length and angle there. Go up to there. Okay, and then this little piece here. And why does this seem... See, we've got some proportion problems going on here, because this here is not as low or something, because from here, yeah, this distance here is totally different. Let me see. Got from there to there. Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, the ear ended up getting shortened again. So the ear's coming out here. Let's do that. There we go. So what you kind of end up doing is you basically have all these lines, or this blob that kind of surrounds the area, and then you can narrow it down to what looks better. Okay, so now let's see what we have as our distance here. Yeah, that's much better. Okay, now we need to get this little chunk right here. So there to there. Not sure if that's even going to measure. It's such a tiny space. So it's about here. It's going to come This just seems like it's wider or something. Let's see here, how far over is this side of the ear? It's like there, isn't it? Yeah. So that's where the glasses cross. The other side of the ear is going to be up here. It just seems like this space is smaller or something. Come up like this. There we go. Okay. So I've got that. This is going to keep coming down here. Yep. And then we can maybe try to get down to this point. See if I can figure out. Sorry, I'm not looking up at the screen to make sure that I'm keeping this stuff on. This almost looks like a Walter White here, doesn't it? Can you see the goatee down here and saying, "I'm the one who knocks"? Okay. So we've got this stuff coming down here. We've got this line here. I'm just trying to decide what I want to do next as far as probably get this outline here. So we need to find this point. To find where that point is. So I'm trying to think of where I can reference things from. Let's see, we can go like, let me move all my junk here. And we'll go like I think we can go like this from this through the crisscross, right? And that's 1.3. So if we get this other side angled up, it's 1.3. So if we get this parallel to it, whoops, and on the crisscross, need to get these parallel. Get this lined up. And then on the top, just need to get the same angle. That's that. There we go. And just need to get the top across. I know you can't see this right now. Let me see if there's a better way I can do this. What about see, what if we go like this? No, that's not our reference. Our reference is here. So if we put that. Okay, so we've got this line parallel with that. This edge parallel, whoops, parallel with this line, and that is at, I think I picked the wrong side of this thing. It's right here. So it's 2, 3, in a little bit. It's 4 minus 3 in a little bit. So we'll go like this. And it's right here. So that point is right here. So we need to come up this way. We're going to go, keep these parallel, we're going to go up that way. Okay. And then this is going to come down here. And then this is going to come out that, like that from the glasses. Right? And meet up with that. And that's going to curve in and out. There we go. Okay. And then we need to get this spot here. I need to find that spot. So let's see what we can do here. What, is there a way I can? Yeah, much better. Much better. Okay, so we get this parallel in here. We're at 17.5 on there. And then this is at 11 minus 2. So this is parallel on here, 17.5 on there. And then this is 11 minus 2. Looks like yeah, it is centimeters. Okay. Is that the spot right there? And then we need to go like this. Like that. So if you draw over this line a few times, whoops, if you take your hand and you just draw over this line, and then you place your hand in the same position on here, and you draw over this line, you kind of copy it, kind of. It's a rough estimate, but it's something. Okay, so this point down here is that point right there that we measured at the very beginning. We should be able to, I think we need to find this spot. So yeah, I'm basically compensating for my lack of tons of ability in order to be able to just by I'm compensating with that for that by keeping the segments very short, which is pretty much what you do with a grid too, where you're using your grid as a reference every so many units, and this is 21, 2, 3, 23 millimeters. If I line that up on 13, put this parallel, line it up on 13. Did I say 23 millimeters? 2, 3. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, and so from there, we're going to go at this angle here. Which looks like it's pretty much a straight shot. It's a little bit of a curve, and then that comes, for the most part, a straight shot, a little bit of a convex. So what you do is you fuzz these lines, and then when you erase them and redraw them, well, that's what I do anyway, and then when I erase them and I redraw them, I can redraw the part that worked and leave off the part that didn't. Like this. There we go. And then we've got a curve here. This is going to be tough. This part. And that comes out about there. Let's see, let me move this up here so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm doing this. So from this spot, it's that angle for about that long. Seem right? So the other way you can measure this is you can take your pencil. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. See that angle, that angle. It just still seems like this is coming down steeper, isn't it? Like that. Like that. And it's actually just going to be the end of the beard anyway, so it's not super as important as the other details like the mouth here. You're going to need to get the mouth. So why don't we measure, let's see, we'll use this. I'm going to figure out where, so like right there. Let's see, I need two right hands. So it's going to be like that. It's going to be just above it, right? Yep. And then it's going to be directly down from the bottom of that to there. So vertical, bottom of that to there. And it's going to come across in a little smirk here. Let's see if we can get the smirk. It's going to be pretty much vertical. And then it curves down here. So why is that different? Because this curves way down. Yeah, looks like it's right. Okay. And maybe we can get a little bit of the nose here. It's looking less like Walter White, so I think that's probably a good thing. Let's see if we can get this little piece here. And that's going to be from there to there. Right? It's going to be somewhere in that ballpark. Let's see if we can. Let me see. If we go like, we put that on a 13. Is that going to help at all? Not really. This isn't really going to measure it very well. Let's go like from the corner. We have that from the corner. It's going to be way lower, isn't it? Okay. It's way down here. it goes like this. Okay, and then that's going to come off here and go all the way across that line, isn't it? Okay. And see if we can maybe get this line coming off here. How far down does that go? That far from the top of the glasses? Is that right? Yeah. So right there. And it comes out just a little bit. Then it comes back up and goes to just below the glasses right there. There we go. And let's see if we can get this little tiny piece here. It's going to come up. Like that. And then come down this angle. Okay. Looks like we're getting close. Let's see, this is going to come out this way. I need to turn this. I'm not going to be able to get that angle. I can't, yeah, you can't draw lines in certain, usually going straight down is about the best, most accurate you're going to get. So we're going to go that way. So there's that, and there's the upper part of that. See, there's the upper part and a lower part. There we go. And then there's this part here. Okay. And then this is going to come down to here. Let's see how far across this is. It's going to come down to about there. Right there. Okay. So this is going to come up this way and to here. And then we're going to go up this way. So we need to find that point right there, because it's pretty much the edge of that corner. See if we can get that measured out here. We need to find this point, is what I was pointing at. So from there to there, there to there. Is that right? Why does it seem like this point is vertical from just below the glasses, so it's going to be over here more, right? And it's going to be parallel with that little thing on the ear, right? So yeah, there we go. You can go like this, and then this is going to come down to where that is. It's about midway between there. It just seems like this is closer. Let's find this spot here. We're going to go vertical on this. I'm going to put the 18 on the horizontal line. There we go. And then it's going to be at 12. Okay. So parallel with this line, the 18 up there, and the 12. Okay, so it's going to be right there. So that's going to come down this way. That's going to be past this, so it's going to be down to here. It's going to come across here and down through the glasses. So about like that. Approximately. And I think that's all of the lines on the face. Now what I'm going to do, let's see if we can get these both on the same page here. There we go. So what I'm going to do is we're going to stop here, and yeah, obviously this stuff I'm going to need to clean up and stuff more, but I'm going to do some more comparison on this. What I like to do is I'm going to actually put these on my scanner, and I'm going to scan them and then overlay them in Photoshop. It's a, like I said, it's a learning technique. I've never claimed to be an awesome professional artist or anything like that. I do this because it's fun and relaxing, and I actually just started learning. This is like probably the 5th type of drawing like this that I've ever even tried to do. So yeah, like I said, I'm not an expert. And I'm not trying to prove that I am or anything. So yeah, I'm gonna scan those, I'm gonna compare them, and yeah, we'll see. I'm basically gonna look at how the I'm gonna look at how the two differ and that kind of thing, and see, what I can find in here. Does this eye need to be moved this way, or this thing is the wrong angle or whatever, and so that'll help me, and then I can go in and again freehand correct what I've done. So the idea with that is that I'm learning how to how to do this better at how to get better at freehand. So if I can't tell where my errors are specifically, then I'm not going to be able to fix them as easily. But anyway, that's going to be it for this part, and we're going to continue in the next one. This one's probably going to take me a while, so I'll start putting these parts out however often I do them until it's finished. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the next video. Later.